Hello everyone and welcome to today's Stocks and Crypto live stream with me, No FOMO Charts. It's Sunday, February 27th, 2022. It's actually about 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the USA. Today we're going to change the format a little bit. I released a new type of watch list in my free Discord. Just want to let people know that. Social media links are in my profile. If you want to join the group, go ahead and give us a follow on TradingView, YouTube, and Twitch. And we have this new watch list in Discord. So what the watch list is essentially we have our stocks earnings volatility list for any day traders or traders out there wanting to play earnings after the earnings. Now we have a new lower price beaten down investing type of stock list. Today we have about 12 companies. Economic data releases that will affect the stock market throughout the week on a daily basis. Global current events on the news. And any support patterns that are found in cryptocurrencies. So there's at least 10. Ticker symbols for stocks and crypto, whether you're a trader or investor. So this is kind of this new format that I'm going to do on a weekly basis. If I find anything on the charts that's worthy of showing to people for their watch list. So let's go ahead and go through some of these after we kind of recap what's been going on right now. Okay, so if you don't know, because there's a statistic that some people still don't know about the Russia-Ukraine crisis, conflict, war. Okay, so Russia is attacking Ukraine, if you haven't heard by now. So how does that impact the world? Warren Buffett taught me to have if-then statement. If this happens, then what could happen afterwards? If-then statements. If there's a war that affects the globe, example, Russia-Ukraine war conflict, what could happen? Okay, on the news we're already seeing inflation rates changing, potential interest rate changes, oil and natural gas prices going up, the prices of wheat going up, the forex price of the ruble going down for an exchange. And now over the weekend, today, I believe, just like a few hours ago, there's now even talks about like nuclear options. Okay, from Russia. It's like, okay, that really spooked the market. I was watching futures. Let's just take a look at some S&P futures right now on the intraday. That really brought us down. Okay, so why am I telling all this? I'm not trying to spook people or scare people. As a trader, you can't be scared of anything. Okay, as long as the stock market's open, you have power on, you have internet, you're fine, right? But right here, you could see the gap down on Friday. We closed here 4375, and we gapped down like 2% over the weekend. So probably tomorrow, it's going to be a red day, probably, in stocks and crypto. Crypto already crashed and reacted to it. Okay, we'll go over that towards the end. But you have to realize that whatever news breaks out about the war is going to move the market. Example, if there's anything positive that's going to happen, we're going to probably see a green day. Right? If there's negative information and outcome, we're going to see a red day. It's just probably that's what the chances are. Okay? So that's just something you want to watch out for. This is not the time where you could just buy. Well, in general, if you're a trader, you don't want to close your eyes while trading. Okay, so use your stop losses. For example, stop losses, risk management, small amount of capital. This is not like for trading, it's not really an all-in, close your eyes, forget about what's happening in the world moment. it's not that. As a trader, you want to actually push into the problem, meaning don't run away from the problem. Don't run away from the market. That's why we're preparing tonight. Everything I learned, it's just human psychology. When bad things happen, people turn away and run away. But for experienced traders, you actually prepare, you work, and you move forward. You move into the darkness, right? You move into the unknown. It's just a matter of how good are your charts and trading skills and risk management, and are you going to be on the right side of that trade? For example, nuclear is bad, right? Any even thought about nuclear battle, conflict, option, war, that's bad, okay? So that's why futures sold off, and that's why Bitcoin's down like 2 or 3% right now. Okay, so just want to remind that for people is we stay positive, we stay strong in our mind. But you have to be flexible to not get too stubborn into whatever position or direction you're going in. Okay, that was like the 5-minute introduction speech. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the charts now. If you have a, if you are short on time and you have an immediate request, go ahead and give me a cheer donation on TradingView and YouTube, and we'll do that request ASAP. If not, I'll probably run through my watch list first. Okay. All right, first we start off with Dow and SPY. I think what I'll do is futures actually today because it gives you a little bit of insight into what's happening. So futures, we had this oversold bounce. Okay, we had oversold bounce for about a day. That was great. It was like Thursday, Friday, or Wednesday, Thursday, whenever that exact day was. But you have to understand that we're still death crossed on a 4-hour chart, the EMAs, okay? So same thing with crypto is we're death crossed on these 4-hour EMAs. We just hit this lower high bounce. So unless there's bull follow through for, let's say, a couple weeks and there's positive outcome, it's probably going to pull back. So what are we preparing for in S&P tomorrow? Tomorrow, I would be looking at these levels. It's going to pull back. Okay, worst case scenario is it just we have an insane crash red day for 3 days straight. Okay, it's worst case scenario. Bring us back to the sub 4,000 level on the S&P E-mini futures chart. Okay, that could be one longer term scenario. You get rejected right from here and we keep crashing. If there's bad news for a week, then we crash down. But if it's business as usual, if it's just a short term, oh, wait a second, the Russia talks are going to go through with Ukraine, then we might see the higher low being established right in that 4,200 area and bounce to the upside. So we just mentally prepare ourselves for 2 scenarios, very simply, with support and resistance. Right, so on a daily, it's not death cross yet. Okay, we'll do NASDAQ futures. NASDAQ futures, very similar chart where we have the death cross on the EMAs, the downtrend pattern, the bounce up just off of the lows. And so the same kind of logic applies. Except tech stocks were kind of, they rallied up in a nice way. So we can see it might go down to like 13,469. Real bad case, we retest that 13,000. If it's really bad this week, we can, where's the next level support down? Somewhere all the way down to 12,000, 12.5K or 12,000. Alrighty. So again, it's kind of in the neutral zone for swing trading. So the swing traders are just kind of hands off right now. Because swing traders, we try to capture a low and then sell at a relative high. So that's why I sold all my stocks that I was swing trading on Friday morning. I told people on the stream I was going to do that. Right at 6 o'clock, 6:15, 6:30, I'm out, I'm done. So it's moving forward in the stock market time. So again, we're not really low on the price or anything. It's just hovering in the middle. Is there a potential pattern? Maybe. It's a little bit of a stretch. But, you know, it could be a potential upside down head and shoulders on the 4-hour where we just pull back 1 or 2 days and we try to make a reversal in the next 1 or 2 weeks. But for me, as a conservative long, I'm trying to be a little bit more conservative right now because of these, the times that we're in with the global situation. Is I want to wait for a little bit of good news. I understand the two scenarios. Okay, we could go up like that. We could pull down. We can consolidate sideways, or we could crash down. So in either scenario, I am getting prepared for that. All right, YM2. This is Dow futures. What do we do? YM1. You can see it's kind of setting up again for swing trading. It's not the lowest low, and nor is it the lower high, the bounce. Meaning, we're not at a floor, we're not at a ceiling, we're just at a potential pullback. So if we look at three scenarios again, if we're going to get our bullish scenario, we would actually just bounce off this low and go up in the next few days, assuming there's good news. If not, we could still bounce up just a tiny bit, but then actually turn it into a downtrend continuation to the downside. So that's some price action in the white line you want to be watching out for. There's already bearish momentum. Okay, so bears are in full control. If something bad happens, bears will attack. That's what they do. In terms of their positions, in terms of bulls versus bear, green versus red in the market, that's what they do. So this particular little bounce up here on Thursday and Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that was just shorts having to cover their position, longs coming into the market and attacking it back to the upside. But we hit this resistance, then we're pulling back. If you take a longer term view approach, like I was saying, the market's already kind of rolling over. Dow Jones, the index itself is kind of, it's not crashed completely, right? If this is our 2020 low of 181, now I'm looking at DIA ETF, 181, we're not even 50% retrace of the way down to our pre-pandemic low of 285. Okay, so the stock market does have room to crash. It is possible if we just are super objective about it. Just everything that's happening in the world and in my life right now, if I set that aside mentally to the side, and I only stare at this chart right in front of me right now, on a day chart or a weekly chart, we're on a weekly chart this whole time. So weekly chart, it's in the neutral position. But if we zoom into a daily, yes, we bounced off that low, but only two scenarios are really going to happen. We close this off. Now you can see the bounce. We're either going to get bull follow through to the 350 right here, or we're going to reject straight back down to 320 longer term. All right, so we already hit our two targets. 2 green days is good. 2 green days is good. But we just looked at the Dow futures. It's YM1 on a 4-hour, and then we already got this pullback. Okay, a little bit of pullback, just holding. So what you really want to watch out for tomorrow morning is if we lose 33254, if we just lose this tomorrow morning, probably gonna have a red day, probably. Okay, what would flip that around is if Russia, Ukraine, once the peace talks start getting confirmed, we'll probably get a market turnaround to the upside. The sanctions were working mentally, sanctions were working Wednesday, Thursday, but then now there's that nuclear option by Russia. Is like, okay, that's bad, so it's gonna pull back, right? But then I think if there's peace talks, it's probably gonna go up. Okay, we have to really just focus on that. Why? Because 80% of the market is gonna follow what we just talked about tomorrow. It doesn't matter what stock it is. Even crypto. Okay. Just go through a couple commodities, then we'll go to our watch list. Let's do oil. So oil having an interesting bounce. Let me close this. It's getting a little big. Oil. Okay, so still holding inside of the wedge. It's a very messy chart, but it's still in an uptrend, and we're not crashing on oil, still up 2%. The USO ETF, oil futures are different. They moved a little bit differently. But again, is oil the low value play right now? No, it is not. No, it is not. So what I want to stress and warn people against is after something makes a huge move to the upside, probably don't want to long that. You do not want to long that. This is losing tremendous momentum. Oil will crash soon. Okay, there's going to be an inverse correlation. Once there's peace talks with Russia and Ukraine and NATO and Europe and USA, oil is going to definitely take a breather down. Probably back down to, it could go all the way to 60, 64, 58. These three targets. Maybe not 50 right away, but it's already losing momentum on the daily chart. Okay, UNG, natural gas ETF, a little bit similar. There is this interesting, you don't see this all the time, a potential head and shoulders on the RSI. Interesting. Okay, we're not really seeing that price momentum. There is a dirty one. Okay. This is, I call it dirty head and shoulders because it's not textbook perfect, but you have some things happening here where you have a support trend line on the lower side with the yellow. If that crashes, it'll be like 20% down, right to $11. This whole move can be negated. On a weekly chart, this could be a big giant lower high and it could crash down after the Russia-Ukraine peace talks. Okay, so with stocks, we have to be forward thinking. Whatever happens in the world gets priced into the marketplace relatively quickly, usually the next morning, within 24 hours. So why am I getting so upset? Why are we looking at stocks so much? Because if we have peace talks, some stocks are at a relative low that it might bounce up. It's easy investment, possibly. Okay. Let's just take a look at gold and silver, and then we'll move on to the watch list. Just check the comments then. Yeah, we're gonna do crypto on like the second part of the second half. So gold, spot gold, very similar. It's our safe haven for now. Using the TA, we broke out of this almost descending triangle, but then we had our uptrend and we broke out of that to our 236 level. Is it extremely overbought? No. Gold still. All right, so here's the psychology, right? The war broke out, safe haven. Oh wait, we have sanctions, maybe a 5% chance of peace talks. Gold's, people are going to sell off on gold, go back to stocks. Wait a second, something bad's happening, then people come back into gold. We had double bottom on gold. You know, Forex leverage traders, nice 2% raw profit there. But is it very oversold for me as a swing trader? No, it's not. That's why I don't really FOMO into stuff after it's made its move. We were looking at gold way a long time ago. We're talking about buying gold like over here last year. Okay, that's how, as an investor, you have to change your mindset, or not change, but just kind of have a paradigm shift in your mind about the time period of holding. Investing, you're holding for like like a year. Thank you so much, Taylor, for the 350 coins. Taylor says, thank you for my streams. The education I provide is very grounding during such a volatile time. Thank you so much, Taylor, for 350 coins. I hope this this knowledge, information, education, the watch list helps you over time, and you know, for your trading and investing. If you have a request for a stock or crypto, just go ahead and let me know, and we'll take a look at it. My chat's kind of covered right now. All right, so that's the play, or that was the play, right? So as an investor, we have to be forward thinking. We're looking at quarterly, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months out. All right, so I remember the gold double bottom way back here, March 2021. I remember charting that this particular day, talking about this particular uptrend, and then we got the breakout, and now everyone's looking at gold, but it's kind of too late. The only way this is going to work is usually there's a pull, but there was a pullback before we got the breakout. But if it pulls back one more time, and if let's hypothetically, if the global situation keeps getting worse, then this will keep bouncing up. But the inverse is true. There's plenty of room for this thing to come back down as well. So don't FOMO into stuff that's assets that have gone up too much. Silver, our silver trade still holding fine. Our 2-to-1 reward to risk. And we hit this top side resistance and it's just been hovering there for a while. Is it super overbought? No, it's not on the daily. It was on the 4-hour, 1 hour, but the same kind of setup applies here for silver. Just getting rejected under that. All right, but if we're looking at our longer term wedge, there's plenty of room for silver to come back down. All right, so it's just a matter of the news at this time. Okay, Taylor requested Tesla. Let's take a look at Tesla. So keep in mind, Tesla is part of the NASDAQ. So we did the QQQ. We'll just take a quick glance at QQQ. I mean, Tesla has a large, part of that market cap. But this is what we kind of want to watch out for. We hit the support level, but then we have a trend line resistance. We're on QQQ, NASDAQ ETF right now. This will help like anybody who wants to do NASDAQ stocks. On a daily chart, we're still under our EMAs and with the potential death cross if we keep going down for another month. So you want to watch out for that potential death cross on crypto and actually there is a death cross on crypto, but potential death cross on the these index ETFs if we start downtrending continually. That would be a very, very bearish signal and that would not be good. We had our bounce up, that's fine. Weekly's in the neutral position. Now if you peek in at swing trading, kind of a similar thing. Our 4 hours is death crossed. We are making the lower low, lower high pattern. Based upon futures, Tesla might also pull back. It's hard to see right now this because Tesla's not moving right now. There was an up cross on the 15-minute, but because of futures, this thing might pull back. So potential scenarios on Tesla. Now let's move to Tesla. Tesla, you look at the chart, it's very, very similar in terms of the move. You had the downtrend and then the green bounce down there. Now we're on Tesla chart. We draw my trend lines. Kind of an ugly broadening wedge. Not that nice looking. You draw a weird trend line like this. That also sort of makes sense. Okay, so we have this. Now you can see the two potential targets. Yes, we did have a low kind of oversold bounce. Just pierced down that support and it bounced up, but according to futures, probably going to pull back a little bit. Surprise. So here's a good example. Right now for our hourly traders or swing traders, is it very low priced right now? No, it's not. So sometimes you have to exercise discretion. So Thursday, Friday, that's not the time to buy. It's the time to sell in terms of take profit. Any swing trader who bought Wednesday, Thursday, when we bought here, we're selling here because we had that big sell-off on the red on the first 1 hour of that morning on Friday. Painful, but it happens. Okay, it's trying to hold this price. So if I give you a number, to give you numbers, we want to watch out for 783, watch out for 800. If we lose 800 in the morning and we lose $800 for 2-3 hours in the morning, we could get a significant pullback. Hopefully, if you're a long, we'll get a nice upside down head and shoulders, which happens to be like everywhere in the market, which we'll get into the watch list soon. But you want to watch out for that. Okay, so you might not want to play that too aggressively. If you're trying to do long stocks or long options, I would wait. Try to wait for some kind of relative crash on whatever time frame you're looking at, and then buy. right? Because what people do, you avoid the mistake of, okay, you look at this chart and you say, oh, Tesla went up. Oh, if I bought on Wednesday, I could have made 17% on Friday. Oh no, I should buy Tesla on Monday. But then, where's the setup? You have to look at it on the charts. Is it low price now? No. So then you have to have self-control and wait for the next low. It'll happen someday. Okay, it might take 2-3 days. Again, with the bearish news, you'll get another opportunity to buy it lower than it is to do long plays or long call options. If you're a bear, you want to do the opposite. If you're doing shorts and put options, you want to wait for a super high, which seems ridiculous, and then strike there, not when it's in the middle of neutral zone. Even though this is slightly a bullish pattern, we saw the futures is probably going to pull back. Okay, so hopefully that helps you on the price. Our immediate support is $700. That was that pivot point at the bottom here. So $750. You could probably do it in $50 increments if you're swing trading. 800, 850, 900. Those four prices, you just play those levels with this larger yellow wedge that I drew here. So you can see if we're going to go bull, it's going to go probably to 900. If it goes bear, going down to 750 or 700 in the next month. Give me a longer term target. Okay, so, the first hour of the stock market is so volatile. Okay, that's why I don't really day trade every single day. I wait for a setup and then I strike. So you'll notice I'm not day trading every day, 8 hours a day straight. Okay, because I have my own proprietary strategies and systems that I research and study. I know it works, so I just do that. I ignore everything else. Friday was tricky though because of the news kept flip-flopping all over the place and futures kept flip-flopping in the morning. So it was a little tricky. So it's not the easiest time to trade right now. If you're a beginner and starting out, it's like you're jumping right into the storm, the tornado, like the tsunami is happening. You just jump into it right now. So if you're going to try to trade small amounts of capital, risk management, like I'm saying in my my Discord, okay? If you're totally beginner, just paper trade. Don't even use your real money right now because of the volatility of trading, and just paper trade. Get some practice, get some reps in. 9:30 a.m. USA stocks or crypto, whichever one you're doing, USD crypto. It's free. Just connect it, turn it on, and then the trading panel, and you could trade infinite paper trades. It's the ultimate way to practice. Okay, so Taylor, hopefully that helps you on Tesla. And then let's get into our watch list. All right, so I'm going to skip the earnings watch list for this stream because it just seems like people, the earnings watch list, I was talking to my colleague, like might not be helping everybody. We'll look at a couple, but I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm going to go through more of the lower price ones because that will probably help people. All right, so earnings is still going on even though the global situation is happening. What's coming up like tomorrow? BLNK charging company, a car battery company. Why is this one interesting? I'll just point it out. It's in a death cross, yes, but then there is some potential upside down head and shoulders on some of these EV stocks. So that's why I'm pointing this out to people. If they have good earnings, I mean, this thing could pump up 35% profit. So I would wait for the earnings. Earnings is very advanced. It's not for beginners. It's for advanced or professionals or advanced and experienced level, right? But it's possible. Target is there. Just watch out for that though. Earnings. It's not even that great of a company financially. It's just there's an interesting setup there. Okay, HP, the computer company, is also reporting earnings. HP, the setup is not as clear, but it's at a relative support level. That's why I'm pointing it out to people. If you do trendline support, it's there. So obviously, if they have good earnings, this thing could go up 10%. If it's bad earnings, it'll probably go back. It's about a 7% up or down volatility on HP computer company. LCID, Lucid is different. LCID is kind of at this lower spot. So it looks like you know, the low, high, low, if it's good earnings, will pop up to like a 32.68 range. We'll go through these ones faster. You can see it's at the bottom of this. It's downtrending for sure. Okay, it's a good lesson right here. The left side is uptrend. Okay, you have the middle point, and then it's downtrending right now. But sometimes you get these bounces. That's what swing traders are playing. We're playing the leg up in the stocks. Not the greatest risk to reward, but I'll keep it tight. Maybe 5 to 10%. 5% risk, 10% profit target, small amount of capital. Wait a day or two. At least wait the next morning. Don't trade the actual earnings release 1 minute after it comes out. Don't do that because bots will destroy. Bots usually always win. All right, what else we got? We got meme stocks. We got AMC. AMC did have a nice upside down, head and shoulders, or like a W, and it turned to an M, but it pulled back, and it's still trying to reverse. Let me get our big Fibonacci up. 2-year Fibonacci. All right, so it's hovering around that 786 level, still downtrending outside of the triangle that it used to be in. Remember charting this for a while, so you can see here, technical analysis actually works if you get ahead. And right, this was about what, 70%, 60% from the breakout. It went about almost 70%, almost. But what you want to watch out for here is the trend line on the top side. There's the trend line on the bottom side. So what happens with these, it starts downtrending. At a certain point, we have what's called the turnaround. You hear it a lot on CNBC and Bloomberg for the technical analysts on those channels. It'll downtrend and then uptrend and break out. So earnings is very critical. Okay, did everybody go watch movies in the past 3 months? I don't know about that. But there's big turnaround. I remember when, what was that movie? Spider-Man came out, I think in December. A lot of people went to watch that movie. A couple other movies, right? In my opinion, AMC might have better earnings this year, the next 3 to 6 months, as CDC revises their mask guidance, going maskless. A lot of places in America, which is debatable, but you know that could increase companies' bottom line profit margins, right? Even at the mall, someone's telling me at my local mall, my shopping mall outlet, there's a giant sign that says all stores and restaurants open. I never saw that in the past year. Okay, so there is something happening with the maskless guidance where shopping might actually increase this year. But the targets for AMC, we can use our Fibonacci's. It's a large target. Okay, so this is more like an investment play because the volatility is so large on AMC. At a minimum, 10% stop loss, 20% profit target. If you're investing, maybe it might even go 40%. 40% is a little bit of a stretch because of volatility. They would have to have amazing blowout positive earnings for that to happen. But still, this is suspicious because you can see it's ready to go in 2 directions. You just play the breakout of 20 or you play the breakdown of 15. If it goes above 20, somebody's going to long that as a day trader. If it breaks below 15, short's going to attack that down at least to like $10. What else we got on the list? Let's skip some of this. So we have a lot of retail companies. There's some retail, entertainment, computer companies coming out this week. It's retail week. You're going to hear all about that on the news. We're talking about like clothing companies like Nordstrom, Ross. What else is there? Abercrombie, Nordstrom, American Eagle, Urban Outfitters. Here in America, that's where some people like to buy their clothes. So yeah, those companies are still alive. Let's just take a look at Target. Target's big, large department retail store here in the USA. If you're not familiar with Target, basically you could just buy almost everything you need as a human being at Target. So you could buy like groceries at Target. You could buy household supplies, food, snacks, clothing, electronics, entertainment, books. It's that kind of store. Not quite discounted price at Walmart, but let's Fibonacci this. here's the turnaround. This kind of reminds me of a PayPal chart a little bit, where you have the uptrend, the double top, or the consolidation to the side, and now we're downtrending. Okay. So if you're a very conservative investor, downtrends, big no-no, not good. The only thing is, it's at a relative oversold. We had the 2-day bounce. Okay, this could be shorts. Actually, we squeezed out longs. We squeezed out shorts for those 2 days. That's exactly what happened. They shorted, whoever shorted this down, they close their positions. They're done. They're waiting after the earnings. If earnings are bad, they're going to reopen a short position and try to push it down. If it's good, we're going up, or higher low and a reversal pattern. So I'm watching very closely on a lot of these stocks for any signs of a reversal pattern. Hasn't happened yet. That's why it's on the watch list. Even though the world is very dark right now, these dark times, stock market's still going. So low, high, low. Where's the profit target? Kind of expensive, but long at a whole number. It's maybe 10% to the upside, maybe 8%. Downside risk, at least 4%. Target. Next up, we got Best Buy. I guess I am going through the list because it's actually kind of important. You might be wondering, like, why does this guy focus on stocks? Is because in USA, we have commissionless trading ever since October 2019. That's when a lot of US traders, we all switched over to stocks from crypto. I used to trade crypto every single day back in the golden days. 2017, 2018, a little bit even to 2019 without the crash parts. Those were the golden days of crypto trading. Binance.com, anybody remember that? Before we all had to leave. We had to migrate, right? And that's when crypto trading kind of like died out. The hype died out after that. It came back in 2021 with, Shiba Inu and meme stocks and GameStop. But globally, maybe not everybody knows this, is that commissionless trading, that's why a lot of Americans, we just do stocks now in Robinhood. Crypto fees on Coinbase are very expensive. Fees plus slippage, very expensive. So I don't really day trade crypto anymore. I wait as an investor. So Best Buy, we have, if you look right here, right away, I see a gap. There's a hole here. There's a hole right here. So I see that gap support. We came straight to the gap support. The 50% retrace was holding that support, $96 for so long. And we lost that. So this is just textbook definition of consolidation. Best Buy, supply chain problems, right? I even still buy stuff from Best Buy, like some electronics. It's unfortunate. They had this nice rally here on the crash. The Apple crash helped them. Got a little too overextended on options and then pulled back down to support. We lost it. And we're just retesting this price, 96. So zooming in, get our trend lines up here, a megaphone pattern. You measure the small side. Still large, 10% raw volatility for stocks and options. This is big. Let's see, do I want to long this as a swing trader? Not here. So if Best Buy has bad earnings, I'll probably buy it somewhere in the 70s. 70s or low 80s, somewhere here. I don't want to buy it now. After earnings, so somewhere in 70s or 80s. I'll probably long that. Okay, let's get to the newer list of what I was looking at this weekend for stocks. And then we'll move on to crypto. So this is the new lower priced, or what I like to call beaten down. Meaning, these are companies that for whatever reason, the price has gone down for the past 6 months or 1 year. And if you take a step back and we just relax for a moment, Don't think about the global situation. Just think about the economy and stocks. Okay, if I am a long-term investor, I want to buy stocks that are low priced because they can actually go up if the company is good. So what Warren Buffett taught me, if you read any of his books, he says you want basically to buy. We want to buy good companies, and then if there's ever a problem with those companies, presuming they could fix it, that's actually the best time to buy those companies. I'm paraphrasing. So we want good companies, but for whatever reason, they have a low price. So for example, Best Buy is still a decent company. It's not a perfect company, but we had the pandemic. If this thing crashed down 50%, and so that's kind of like a black swan anomaly event. And I bought some Best Buy too. Okay, this thing right now is not crashed as much, but let's go into the list. Like I keep telling people, PayPal. Excuse all the writing on the right side. That's from a different stream. But PayPal, right? We look at this thing. This is the pandemic low, $82. Pre-pandemic high was 126. I know a lot of things changed with this company. A lot of things change. It's not the same. It's not exactly the same company it was 2 years ago. But is it a low price beaten down stock? Yes. And the shorts closed some of their positions 2 business days ago. So just want to bring this to your attention, okay? Because people have asked me for the past month or two about setups, chart setups, entries, exits. I'm going to give you 12 free ones right now on this stream. This is the watch list. If you're in the Discord, these are the ones, okay, that I'm looking at, even myself personally, for investments. All right, so PayPal is down, was down 60% off from its high. And even though the financials are not textbook perfect, I know people, PayPal's in 200 plus countries. A lot of people online are using it. So, decent company. All right, hit that oversold territory. That's why. Okay, next one, Meta Facebook. So Meta is not as oversold because PayPal, remember, PayPal is way down here at like a 145, type of thing. They reach almost a full retrace to pandemic lows. But Facebook is also relatively low. I would consider this a beaten down stock. It's almost 50%. It was bounced off the 786 level. Okay, so I'm not talking about scalping 1 or 2%. I'm not talking about that right now. I'm talking about what might you want to put in your portfolio to hold for a year? Maybe these ones. Higher chance of going up. Okay, Facebook, it is oversold with some bullish momentum down there. So, their metaverse platform stuff is not going to come out probably for 5 years. So it's just more about, we need anything positive happening on Facebook. PayPal too, there's 10 to 20% upside. PayPal, if you go back, if we're going to have a gap fill or gap retest, that's 15. Gap fill would be 25, 28%. Next one, Netflix. Netflix with a potential double bottom as well. So this one's a little more obvious, right? Netflix, almost not quite hitting our pandemic lows, but still 345. But this is a very interesting example for TA that we want to memorize. Okay, this applies to crypto too, if you're waiting for that. Is we have a double top to a double bottom. Double top is bearish, double bottom is bullish. That's all you need to know, right? No fear. That's all you need to know, unless the company is doing something illegal. Okay, if there's a lawsuit or something, that's going to negate that. Or if there's World War III, that's going to negate this chart, and then we're going to keep going lower. But just TA, double top's bearish, double bottom's bullish. Low enough. Okay, I did put a note here in the Discord that please note, low price stocks could drop lower. So you want to have a stop loss. This is not an all-in, close your eyes, forget about the portfolio for 1 year. You need to still have a stop loss and risk management, total dollar risk management per trade, per investment. Usually it's 10% of total capital. maximum 25%. But 10% is, if you lose 10% on any investment or trade, you have to liquidate. Generally, because something really went wrong. There. But double bottom off lows. If this happens to be a 618 or a gap fill, you get a 20% profit. I mean, for options, that's a lot of profit. It's expensive options, but actually, it's actually lower price. The IV implied volatility is a little lower right now because of the crash. But you know, Netflix options, they're not the cheapest options out there. All right. Next, Zoom Communications. Zoom Communications with their earnings. This earnings coming up very soon, in a couple days now. But Zoom at the 0.88 retrace. It's 80% off Zoom. I know some people still use Zoom for work calls and such. So you want to watch out for that. Okay. Also, why am I spending so much time on stocks? Because I already know crypto, there's not as many setups as stocks right now. So, you know, it's like a stock setup week. FYI. So this is very interesting. Low, high, big low. I'm expecting a high bounce. Okay. If we go to 170 or 150, how much potential upside is that? Assuming that Zoom has their earnings saves them, it could be a 40%. It could be a 4-to-1 reward to risk. Very interesting on Zoom. Oversold play. I mean, it's hit the bottom 3 times. Very, very suspicious to me. Yes, but it isn't a down cross. So if you're very conservative, you don't buy these types of things, right? If you're very extremely conservative, if you're the type of person you do not even like losing $1 or $5, this is not the play for you. Right? Because if you're that type of person, you have to buy up. You have to buy when things are going up, not on the left side. If you're conservative, wait. If you're aggressive, you can start maybe buying a little bit. Okay, next one, 3M. Remember, some of these are from the last stream, but it just keeps showing up on the charts repeatedly every single day for me. So it's the play. It's gonna be the play at some point. So 3M, I remember telling people we hit our 618, we had this Morningstar pattern. Now it's about the potential price changes. Is it going to higher low? I mean, excuse me, is it going to establish higher low and go upstairs? Great. If not, it's going to reject down. No earnings for this one for about a month or two. Still a 2-to-1 play. Still a 2-to-1 play. Kind of missed that pivot point though. This one particular hammer candle is bullish on the day. But still, if you zoom out, you could pierce up to 150. It's possible. But as we go down the list, it's not as, you know, volatile. It's not as beaten down as PayPal. Okay, BYND, the Beyond Meat, if you like plant-based meat stocks. Why this one caught my eyes? Because you're at the low of the support. The IPO starting price. So it's either going to bounce here or it's going to crash from here. So let's get this large, sometimes I like to do a parallel channel, large parallel channel right there. So you can see it's like an EOS crypto is you have a support 1, 2, 3 touches after the earnings and it didn't crash down negative 25%, thankfully. But if this thing ever retraces, you can see the obvious target is $100 or $90. That for an investment, how much percent is that? 100% long term. Okay. One thing I have to do personally is I have to go try the Beyond Meat. There's some like Kentucky Fried Chicken, Beyond Meat, plant-based fried plant thing, food. I need to try that because I want to see what it tastes like. Right? Beyond Meat. I ate some of their products, but it's like I want to try the new one. I want to see what are they all about. What is this thing, product, service, and look at the financials of the company. But you know, Beyond Meat, because it's a food-based company, I'll just try their products. I'll eat it and see what it's like. Consumer test. But at the same time, is it low here? It is low. It is low on the weekly and the daily. Okay, so don't forget about this one. The only problem is if the market crashes or BYND has some scandal, this thing is probably going to dip down to 20 or even 10. So that's why there's a note. Low price stocks can always go really low. Case in point, skip ahead, Robinhood, okay? That's why you don't want it low. You don't want to always just buy low for the sake of low. There needs to be a reason. For example, Robinhood, it's like this. If we have our picture of, for example, the low here, just like BYND, once the low gets broken and something bad happens, the shorts will take over and destroy it. Shorts and put options, okay? So you don't get married to any position. That's why you have to have a stop loss, risk management, small position size, just in case you're gonna get a mega crash on the stock. Because if what people do, and if you read a lot of trading books and investment books, almost what they'll say is, if you don't have a stop loss, it's very difficult for people to sell their position because they want to keep holding. But it's the inverse holding that we're supposed to do. We're supposed to hold when it's going up, not on the way down. And someone can say, oh, I'm going to dollar cost average and buy on the way down. But it's like, I only dollar cost average on exceptional triple A plus good companies, not on something like this. If you're dollar cost averaging down, you're just down like 30%. Your account is red right now. But this is on the list still. So after it's oversold and beaten down, I'm seeing a double bottom right here. Is this our potential support? Because if it's going to turn into a W on a long, this is beautiful setup. Potential 50% profit here for longer term investors. Maybe 100% because it's a meme stock, right? It'll just go bonkers on the options trading. So let's get the stop loss properly. Here we go. So I would stop loss 5 to 10% at least, maybe at 10%, and then the target is at least 25% to 50%. There's 2 targets up here, minimum. That's it. That's it. Momentum building, right? If it's gonna go, it's gonna go up. If the setup is real, I'm saying. I'm not saying it's 100%. It's this is like a 60% chance type of setup. Okay, it feels like an upside down head and shoulders, maybe a 70% chance that thing is finally going to break up. It could turn into that. It could turn into a triple bottom down here. You could just triple and then go up. So we want to watch Robinhood. If you're an aggressive trader, you just buy some Robinhood. Like I might buy some. All right, let's keep going down here because these are the real free setups. What's next? Palantir. Palantir Tech, not the greatest, hottest company in the world right now, but there's a little bit of bullish momentum. And again, falling back down to the support IPO starting price. This is why it's caught my eye. Okay. Yeah, for me, I'm in the USA, so it's Sunday night for me. Okay, hold on. All right, somebody's been asking for Bitcoin, and it's 6 a.m. for this person, so let me do Bitcoin for this person. And for anyone in our Europe time zone. Okay. Here's the thing with Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I'm on an Oanda, I'm just picking a clean chart, okay? So Bitcoin, on a daily, what you want to watch out for is, can we hold this support level? What am I talking about? This support level right here. The $37,000 support level, can we do it? Can we hold it? Because it looks like Bitcoin wants to consolidate. Okay, so we hit our bottom side target. Now, the 2 scenarios you need to watch out for is if this is turning to a giant M, bearish, super mega bearish pattern would bring us back down to like 20,000 or 10,000. If we use Fibonacci from bottom to top. Fibonacci is $26,000. 17K, $10,000. Those are your bearish targets to the downside if we interpret this as a double top. The crypto market at worst case would crash negative 90% at a worst case. But it's going to stop on the way down. But why am I suspicious of this? Because on the futures chart as well is this potential double bottom, just like Netflix, just like Robinhood. It's tracking the market too. So this is not 100%. It's not 100%. Because if it's the if-then statement, domino effect. If the Russia-Ukraine war gets worse and tech stocks and tech indexes fall, Bitcoin will most likely fall. There's a higher chance of that. The inverse is true. If we have peace in the Russia-Ukraine war, tech stocks, tech indexes go up, all assets go up, Bitcoin will probably go up as well. So that's why it's not the hottest pattern that I've ever seen on crypto, but it's a maybe. A 55% chance if I had to just estimate something, right? Because it's double bottoming right here. They tried to sell off 2 days ago, but we had support at 35K, this little hammer wick right there. So let's measure it. If it's going to be a W, maybe 20% to upside bullish target, 10%, that's it. The previous upside down head and shoulders failed, but we're still riding the support line right here in the blue. You're going to have to hold that for a while, though. This is not a one-day trade. Make 20%. This is probably you're going to hold it for 3-6 months, at least for 2 to 4 weeks to see, are we going to bounce off this pivot point or not? If we bounce, you'll see it. You'll see it. Okay, great, great. We get some downtrend to sideways, and hopefully we can get an uptrend going after the Russia-Ukraine war calms down. Okay, but if we lose 35K on the support and we start downtrending, then sell the position and get out of there. Why? Because it is death crossed on Bitcoin. This is what I said in my Discord. We have an official death cross. Okay, so high level, this is bad for crypto. It's bad. Lil Hayes and F1 in TradingView comments. This is not a good sign. A lot of cryptos are death crossed, and so that means there's a heavy ceiling on top. The only way we're going to get out of that is we need strong bullish news. We need a catalyst, basically, to push us back up to 60K, 50 or 60K. Okay, but if you're an aggressive swing trader, you want to try to play something, it's maybe there. All right, so hopefully I explained the bull case and the bear case for Bitcoin, and this applies to all altcoins. Okie dokie. So thank you so much. Yes, if it's really late, time your country or something, like feel free to go. But you can rewatch the live stream afterwards. Thanks so much for watching and joining and following. If you want to support me and the group, go and give us a follow on TradingView, YouTube, Twitch. We have a free Discord group of this watch list that I'm talking about. You could see it later if you're busy right now. All right, so let's keep going here. I'll go real fast on the next ones. So Palantir, go back to stocks. This is the free watch list I'm giving to everybody right now. Okay, this is the free watch list I'm giving to everybody right now per request. Palantir, it might not be the greatest company, but it's retraced back down to its basically IPO, almost IPO starting price within 10%. Watch for that. I'm eyeballing this thing right now because it's after earnings. Next one, ARK Investments. If you know who Kathy Wood is, this is her ETF. It's basically like, if you look at her portfolio holdings, it just bounced off the 786. Is it the lowest price of all time? No, but we have this kind of suspicious, almost upside down head and shoulders looking formation on the RSI. Very, very suspicious right here. Suspicious. ARK Investments. Okay, FCEL. Why am I looking at FCEL? Because of the potential. It's not a low price stock. This is more of a breakout play. If we have a breakout play above $555, to me, this is looking suspicious as inverse head and shoulders reversal to the upside. 40%. That's what swing traders want. 40% target. It's not the greatest risk to reward anymore. But because of this large green candle here, which was probably Kathy Wood or it's a big institution hedge fund, we got 2-to-1 reward to risk. So I'm watching that. This is not an oversold play, a low price play. It's more of a suspicious price pattern. Next we got Plug Power. Not the same, but it looks, it's not upside down head and shoulders, but it went from a downtrend to a potential uptrend reversal on the price. If I ignore the EMAs, right here, reversal, downtrending, and then this is that potential uptrend, high, low, high. We might go up to 28. If I'm very sensitive to these charts, Hopefully it'll happen before the earnings and I could close my position if I'm going to try to play this. It's 2-1. This is not the safest stock though. PENN Gaming. Okay, if somebody knows gambling stocks, upside down head and shoulders. I mean, that's what it looks like to me, right? That's what it looks like to me. That's why I found this one this week. I'm like, hey, what is this? Right here. So this is very tradable stock. And you know, from the trend, we went from uptrend to sideways to downtrend. And now we have this upside down head and shoulders right here. Suspicious. 20% upside potential. We're right at that neckline breakout. I mean, this thing might try to break out soon if enough meme traders jump on it. It's a clean 2-to-1 reward to risk. Utilize stop loss, small position size. It's happening at the bottom of downtrend. It's not low momentum though. Okay, so it's a breakout play. Breakout plays sometimes fail. But this one, you might have to hold it for a year though, okay? You might have to hold it for a year. Sometimes on these longer term plays, there's some serious weekly momentum building. Weekly momentum can take 6 months to 1 year to play out. So this is not a 1-day trade type of thing. Because the upside down head and shoulders is showing up on the potential upside down. It might pull back one more time for like 3 months and then it might go up. But for daily, it's there. Depends on your aggression level, how active you are. Next, I believe this one is like some kind of esports video gaming one, but skills very oversold. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes when you lose the original IPO price, like a BYND or Robinhood, watch out for that. But see if we can hit the 1272. Nope, we did not hit that. But still getting into that oversold territory. This one is a very, very small stock, so I'm not going to I would not recommend putting a lot of money. They have bad earnings. But it still meets that criteria. Okay, ARVL, if you like EV stocks. ARVL, EV-related stocks. Why am I doing this one? It's because it's oversold to the double bottom. But it's right before earnings. So, you know, this one, I wouldn't do it before earnings. You wait after earnings. Okay, so 25% potential upside here. It's a 25%. So you put your 25% target to the top side, your 10% on the bottom side. We're doing triple OCO orders. One cancels the other. Save your entry, your profit target, and your stop loss exit. And then you wait after the earnings. Don't do it now, after. Okay, RIVN, another low price. RIVN is just because it's in a symmetrical triangle. It's not the greatest setup. But the volatility on RIVN is about 25%. So that's why we have these two gray lines. If you break out 25%, it's going to $77. Break down 25% is 46. So there's a long or short opportunity here, depending on the earnings break. But it's already kind of went from a downtrend to a potential consolidation. So consolidation plays are always risky because that's a 50-50. And then the news is going to push it up or down. But still, RIVN, it's not crashing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. We did Robinhood. The last couple ones here are all cannabis related. So, you know, the stocks are still tradable. Why am I looking at MJ ETF? Because this is what I'm talking about. You like, as an investor, as a trader, I like this. I like stocks that have been beaten down so much the world forgets about it, but it's at some kind of strong support level where there's a high chance of a potential reversal happening. That's how you make money in investing. Okay, because the inverse of how do I lose money is we buy high. We buy everything too high, too late. Too much money, no stop loss. We're too late on the trade. And then we hold it down once it starts going down and we lose, or a trader can lose 50, 60, 70, 80%, and they quit trading, investing. They hate the stock market. They're done. That happens a lot to a lot of people. Why am I showing you these setups right now? Because we're getting way ahead of everyone in the entire world by even looking at it right now. No one's talking about MJ. No one cares about this right now. But on the charts, is it at an interesting level? Yes. It is. We have weekly momentum. This is a 1 or 2 year play. But you can make 200% profit, 100%, 200% profit. Just put something in here, right? The profit targets. What are we looking at? Looking at 10% to downside, just to the bottom, and maybe 20% to the downside, so you protect yourself from the support bottom. But the targets to the upside, 20, 40, 80, 120%. Maybe 80 is the big one, long term. All right, so it's getting there. It's not 100% perfect, but it's getting there. It's kind of at this left side kind of idea. It depends on how aggressive you're going to be. I was talking to my colleague yesterday, is if we're aggressive traders, we're going to buy some of this left side, like a Cathy Wood style. If we're more conservative, you want to see real signs just like this of a reversal. Did that happen yet? Not yet. But is the criteria close enough where I could start personally building a position? Yes. Okay, then all these ones are kind of similar. So you got CGC, you got Canopy Growth. Similar. Not exactly the same. The MG ETF is much more oversold than this one, but we are at the 0.88 retrace. Okay, I'm not sure we're gonna see. I mean, we might see CGC go back down to $2 or $1 again, but it's getting close. It's not like 2019 where we had a large, nice pattern here, but it's getting close. We're at a 0.88, so we might at least see a bounce at some point. Same thing with CRON, Chronos Group, oversold, crashed down, but it's not the bottom of CRON that I've ever seen. Trading CRON. It's at that 0.88 retrace. So if we use our theory, low, high, low, it might want to pull back a little bit more to like the upper $2 range. Upper $2 range. But you can see at some point it's going to bounce up. It might take 6 months, but for an investor, is 300% is the best profit you could probably ask for. Okay, type of volatility, 100% type of stuff. I mean, if you play options, which I might consider playing options on some MJ stocks, that's how you make money. Okay, not by chasing the news. Is you get ahead, you find stuff like more stocks that are beaten down. Okay, CRON, we did it. CRON, ACB, Aurora Cannabis. ACB, again, dropping down to near IPO levels because nobody cares about MJ right now. So it is close enough to this support. There's one more support down here at 227, but looking very suspicious right there. Very suspicious. So if it's going to bounce, you might actually get an 80% bounce on this. It's a $4 stock. If you just go to $7 off the momentum, off the bottom, in good shape. But with the more volatile or tiny of the stock, the less money we could put inside it. So it's like 80% of what? How much money you're going to put in? Not $1 million, okay? Don't do that. If you're a beginner, you risk 1% on the trade. So if you have a $10,000 account, in this trade, you only put $1,000 and you put a 10% stop loss and you put a 20% target or 40% target, and then you do not touch it at all. It's a secret technique of trading. Okay, last one, Tilray Brands. This is not really the prettiest looking stock. Not really. The chart, I mean, but we are bouncing off this potential support level. That's why. Traders might start to look at this. Tilray, not the best one out of the 4 that I showed you. It's still there. I mean, the momentum's building. Something will happen on MJ. It's going to happen within a year. It's going to happen. Now the question is do I have enough bravery and courage to buy it right now? Oh, excuse me, sorry. Yeah, 10K account, 1% is $100. Did I say that wrong? So let me go back. Sometimes, you know what I mean though. So let me type it. I don't like giving misinformation. So it's $10,000 total account size. 1% risk equals $100 per trade. So per position, you can put $1,000 with a 10% stop loss. Okay, so this is what I mean. You have a $10,000 account size. Okay, 1% of $10,000 is $100, so you could risk $100 per trade. And then how much money do you actually buy and use per position? It's $1,000 with a 10% stop loss. And then if you're wrong on that trade, you'll only lose $100 on the trade. And the target would be 2% of the risk above, so it's 200 per trade. Okay. Thank you so much for pointing that out. Sometimes the numbers get mixed up, but this is what I'm talking about for people. Okie dokie. So doing this helps you not lose all your money in one day, in one trade. Okay. This is what separates, honestly, this is what said the risk management is what separates experienced traders from beginners. This is what you need. Okay, risk management. Thanks so much, MCM. Really appreciate it. Oh, thank you so much for 100 coins. If you want me to look at a chart, request or Q&A or question, just let me know. Thanks so much for joining and following. Really appreciate it. I'm looking at we're doing a beaten down stocks list right now. We just finished. Gave people, I think, 12 free low price stocks that I'm watching right now. And then we'll move on to crypto and we'll end here unless there are some questions and requests. Okay, everybody. So there's the list for now. Okay, and always remember the Russia-Ukraine war, global conflict, supply chain, interest rates, inflation, Federal Reserve, whatever they do, government can override any single technical chart and any single technical setup and company. Earnings, why I stressed earnings so much is you saw it. If there's bad earnings on some companies, it just crashed down like negative 20% or something. Netflix, bad earnings, crashed down negative 25%. How long did that take? 2 months? 1 month. Okay, so if you're an investor, your time frame is like a quarterly, monthly, quarterly basis. Too many people get caught up trying to scalp like a 1%, which is fine, but you know, you're trading the 1% within the 25% framework of the volatility. Does that make sense? Right? You're scalping that little 1% up or down, but then the target was 25% down. Okay. Also, Netflix, we just noticed possible upside down head and shoulders on RSI. That's why. A lot of these low price beaten down stocks are so suspicious that they're going to bounce. As soon as there's peace talks with Russia-Ukraine war, all these stocks are probably going up. Greater than 50% chance. Okay. Let's go to crypto. We'll end here, and then we'll do some Q&A requests like at the way end for any stuff we didn't cover. All righty. Excuse me. Let's go to take a sip of water here. Okay. Crypto, try to go a little faster. I looked at crypto and my USA watches before the stream. There's not many setups right now. That's why I'm focused entirely on stocks, basically this stream. So total market cap, it's similar to my Bitcoin analysis in that there's a lot of sloppy drawings here. But it is in that support zone. So for the total market cap, for the entire crypto market, there is a little bit of support here, this 1.5 trillion. This blue line with the yellow box. Now, remember about the turnaround setup that I always talk about, because you have an uptrend, you have a sideways consolidation, a downtrend, and at some point you consolidate. Like here on a Dogecoin China crash, you had upside down head and shoulders, or a descending triangle pattern or a descending wedge pattern breakout. So same thing, I'm looking for that same setup. Okay, there's a trend line on the top here. Maybe there you could draw this triangle. You could draw this wedge here. Either one you draw, there is that weird, suspicious looking support right here, double bottom. So if it's gonna break out, that would be very nice for crypto. With the that would be 20% market cap gain, regain, phenomenal. All right, take a quick look at Bitcoin futures. Okay, we're going to CME Bitcoin futures chart right here on this in the wedge here, and it's just riding the support line here, just like the Bitcoin chart. So very suspicious downtrend, attempted breakout of this trend line, rejection from the resistance, but then now we're holding support at about $38,000 almost. So if somebody is going to try to trade this, there's 10% downside stop loss with a 20% target. Or if you're an investor, you can do 80% target up here if you're very bullish on crypto, or 40% target. It's just you need to have the downside target with a small amount of capital or manageable amount of capital. For me, this is not an all-in moment because there's not enough bullish catalyst. There's not enough news. It's not low price enough for me and my systems and strategies. So this is more of like a maybe trade for me. It's a support trendline bounce trade, to be exact. Because if we lose the support, it's going straight down to $26,000 over time. If we hold the support, then it's looking like, okay, $42,000 or $50,000 Bitcoin. Just off this support level. So a lot of traders, they'll play this thing. It's the X marks the spot. You have a trend line and a Fibonacci horizontal 50% retrace. That's why it's holding for now. Okay. All right. Now using my list, I'm just going to skip to the ones I know there is a little suspicious on the charts. So Solana has potential. It had this head and shoulders. Okay. So at a very worst case, Solana would crash down to $25 or $27. The X marks the spot if the head and shoulders plays out. But in here, there's a little bit of RSI building. Okay, this pattern looks very suspicious to me right here in this blue box. And as an intermediate trader, this is probably the first stop on the way down. A little bit of divergence building, although Solana could crash down one more time. So the pattern looks like that before it bounces up. So this is not the exact spot in time. The spot in time to do it. Live trading session. Oh, Taylor has a question. Hey, what are my thoughts on doing a live trading session? I might do a live paper trading session one time. Because live trading, when I do that, I hyper focus on that 100%. But for the No FOMO Charts group, I might do a paper trading session or like a simulation trading session. I'm thinking about it. We could try it. But for me, because I'm less of a day trader, I'm more of a swing trader and investor. With all the setups that I've shown today, I'm probably going to start attacking those at a certain point, like start building positions in those. I'll think about it, how that's going to work. Okay, Solana, that potential right here, if it's going to stop, this would be an interesting place to stop to get that bounce up to like 100. Okay, so that was one potential chart. Next one is Uni. And again, I'm using my US chart watch list. Because US, just the FYI, if you're international, it's phenomenal still for trading crypto because you have Binance.com or like a Bitstamp or something like that. That's global, or Huobi, one of those, right? But if you're in the USA, we're limited to the USA crypto coins by law if someone wants to be legal, right? So that's why you only see me doing like 50 or 60 coins maximum. and I don't look at all 600 coins or something, or 6,000 coins or how many where there are. So that's why. But it could work in your benefit watching this stream if you're international or global, because the USA is kind of the short list, if you will, right? If you think about it, it's on Robinhood, there's only like 7 cryptos or something like that. And on Binance US, there's like 60 something, 60-ish coins, right? So that helps you really narrow down the list. And that's why I'm not hyper bullish on any cryptos right now, because we already had the rally last year. We're downtrending right now. So I'm waiting for cryptos to crash as far as they crash. And then you'll see me start talking about it on stream all the time. But it's not ready yet. It's not there yet. Not yet. It's close. Some of these I'm showing today, they're close. That's why I'm showing. But do we have huge patterns? Do we have huge, sell-off in the market, capitulation? That hasn't happened yet. Uni was a different story back in 2020, 2021. This is the stuff I'm talking about. You get a nice setup and then it goes to the moon. But when it consolidates and breaks down, nobody cares about that right now. There are less people. Investors, I'm looking for a low price. I care about it, but I care about it at a low price. All right, Uni, the only thing for me is there's this kind of bullish momentum. A little bit of bullish momentum right here that it's kind of in the middle of its move, but it's possible. Buying it right now is not the greatest spot, but because on 4 hour, 1 hour, it's kind of high. So the next pullback on Uni would be nice. You can see. The daily, though, it could go, but the 15-minute, 1 hour, and the 4 hour is still too high for me. The weekly is too high for me as well. Uni is like a maybe. All right. What's we got? Litecoin. Litecoin, again, this kind of double bottom, triple bottom action. But why is Litecoin coming up on my list? Is potential upside down head and shoulders. If I'm just not afraid. Okay, if I'm not afraid, wait, what is this? Right? That's why sometimes as a trader, you have to be brave. You have to have courage. But not just bravery, you need it with knowledge. Okay, so you need to know what is it you're doing. Like, what are you doing in the market? What are you looking for? What type of trader are you? How much money are you willing to risk? Type of questions. How much time do you have to do this, right? So that's why Litecoin potential upside down head and shoulders on this 4 hour, disregarding the oscillators. At some point, this thing could go. Some point, right? Like a 20%, very nice. So crypto, I mean, 20% is very nice. Might take some time to get there, okay? So I'm showing some of these crypto setups early. It's not the exact perfect spot to buy it right now, but it's close enough where if it's going to bounce at some point, it's going to bounce. We could get one more leg down. That's always possible, right? Then I'll definitely buy it down here in the upper 80s. Next, we got Cash, Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash, why was it suspicious? It's just bouncing off the support level. So again, with Bitcoin, you see when Bitcoin does something like this, all altcoins are eventually going to follow along. A little dirty inverse head and shoulders on the RSI. Once we break this, could get a nice follow-through rally on Bitcoin Cash, right? High, low, breakout, pull back to the upside 473 type of play. But then it's 20% downside. So this is not an all-in asset. I wouldn't do that. But something there, right? For scalpers, they're probably saying, what is this guy talking about? Because for scalping, it's not the spot to scalp it. Even for swing trading, it's not the lowest low. But if you're trying to invest it and maybe hold it for a little bit, we could see this nice bounce, this 0.88 retrace on the Fibonacci. Any good positive catalyst for Bitcoin, this thing's going up 20-40%. How high? It's 80% off. That's why, come on, right? If you want a setup, we could be staring at the bottom of Bitcoin Cash right now. for crypto. Okay, next, VeChain. VeChain, Bet USD, same kind of logic, is 8% off from the high. Suspicious. Potential, what is this? Potential upside down head and shoulders, triple bottom on this RSI. Very suspicious. Bullish momentum on our weekly. Is it all the way at the bottom? No, it's not. It's not. Very suspicious. Some of these altcoins, maybe half of them, are looking like they want to do something here. Low, high, low. It's just a matter of if what is this? VeChain goes to 3,400 or 3,300, I would definitely pick some up there. So we could get one more leg down, but you can see it wants to bounce up. It wants to somewhere here in the zone. I might be a month early, but the rewards of being a month early could be 50 to 100% profit on crypto. Okay, that's why for me on crypto, this is why I do this style. Is you want to make, if you're trying to make larger profits than like 1% on your trade or 2%, 100%, a doubling of your trade or your account if you're hyper aggressive, right? Is that's what crypto is designed for. But it's a penny stock, so if this thing's gonna crash, it's crashing 25% more down, then I would buy some. So I'm saying if somebody wants to maybe start a position like myself, I bought a little bit of VeChain this weekend just off this setup. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. No problem. No problem. Wait for next setup. EOS. EOS is interesting. I draw a big circle because it's at the support. This is like a BYND, is what I'm saying. BYND stock. EOS hitting its support on this chart. 2019 is 3 years of support. So what is the potential upside? Longer term, 25, 50, 100% potential upside. But the potential downside is 25%. It's a large trade. 4 to 1. How long would it take? 6 months, right? But 6 months to make 100% is phenomenal. That take for stocks, to put in perspective, that's 10 years of average returns. It's 6 months. This is the beauty of crypto. If it holds, it might not hold though. A lot of these cryptos, it looks like they want to pull back maybe one more time. But again, just like Litecoin, I'm seeing the suspicious upside down head and shoulders. I found this. At least a 20% move in order, up or down. Now watch out for that on EOS. The last couple ones here, then we're off to the next part. NEO, this is not really upside down head and shoulders, but NEO still, let's erase this. Used to be a very popular coin back in the day, the golden days of crypto trading. But you can see it's not the lowest price ever of NEO, but it is at that 0.88. That's why many of these altcoins are discounted from their highs. Is it the lowest price of NEO of all time? No, it is not. But is it discounted from the top of crypto mania up here last May 2021? Yes, that's why I'm getting suspicious that we might get a bounce soon. Just from experience. On a 4 hour, another upside down head and shoulder, dirty. It's not clean, it's dirty. I call it dirty, it's not perfect. 30%, if it breaks the neckline, would take us to the top resistance, 27.44, downside stop loss 10%. I think the last 4 are going to be almost the same, so just visually look at those. Next we have Maker, MKR. Maker's slightly different, it's not as good as NEO or some of these other ones, but it's a clean chart to look at on this Binance USDT chart. So it's not 0.88, it's 786 retrace, it's only 60% off. So Maker might not bounce that high. There is this double bottom, a little bit of support down there. Next one, IOTA. IOTA. You get some support and resistance. IOTA in a symmetrical triangle, but at the support. So it's just like Bitcoin. Is it going to hold the support right here at the X marks the spot 786? It's about 65 cents. 65 cents. Is it going to hold that? Because if it does, a nice bounce up 50% to $1, 40%. Beautiful. Potential profit for a trade. Unfortunately, the downside risk is 20%, so it's 2-to-1 risk. So I'm not getting too hyped about that. It's there though. You have to wait. You're gonna have to wait. These swing trades on crypto, you have to wait longer. It's not about 5-minute plays. It's about 30 days of holding. Emotional control. Last two. Comp USDT. Comp, at least on this Binance chart, falling all the way back down to the low of the pandemic year, 2020. So that's why comp is very suspicious to me. This is the first big support zone. If we lose it, comp could just go down to nothing, of course. But if it holds the support at $90, very, very nice, because there's a higher chance it'll, just like dropping a ball on the floor. You bounce a basketball, physics, it should bounce back up. It takes time in the stock market. 3-6 months on crypto, but we're talking about investing in crypto for now, not scalping 1%. I'm talking about what's the profit potential here. 40% to 80% profit, which means you need a 20% stop loss. Very large, but it's going to protect you from the downside. You can put your stop loss at like 77 under here. Oh, excuse me, maybe at like 84, 85, just right at that low. Watch out, market makers will try to stop people out. So I expect that market makers are the bots. They're going to try to push this down. This is what happens. They kick everybody out of their stop loss, eat up all their positions, and then they take all the money and make the profit. So you have to expect that's going to happen. There's going to be something here. Battle. Fiber network, last one. The only reason I bring this one up is it's still maintaining some strange uptrend. So it's consolidating. It's not the prettiest chart. Kind of strange. It's at the top of this range. Not very good. But it KNC has been uptrending. And so I just want to bring that to people's attention. It wasn't an uptrend. The daily up cross. See that good daily golden cross right here? That's why. Well, as long as KNC holds above 172, I mean, this thing might actually go to like a 240 or something range. Still 20% profit, 10% stop loss, but is it the bottom? December 2021 was better to buy it because you had the turnaround setup I always talk about. The downtrend, consolidation, and then uptrend. You have plenty of time. You have 2 months to get into KNC if you're a trader. But now that we have a golden cross, okay, fine. Are we going to back down to 170 and then push up to 240, 245, 229, 263, right? Possible. But you want to wait for the pullback, though. Wait for the pullback. Alrighty. So I went, I gave a lot of chart setups today and analysis, okay? And I want to make sure people who follow me or join my Discord we're getting some value for stocks and cryptos, okay? So I'm going to change up my watch list and try to do this type of format if there's a setup. So if there's no setup, then we'll just do chart analysis and maybe like questions and requests. But if I find chart setups, I'll try to show some and give some to you guys, okay? For stocks and crypto. And it's a matter of, it's not about copy pasting what I do, okay? I'm trying to teach people how to trade and invest and fish for themselves and take care of themselves, right? Not just copy pasting in 1 second, what am I doing here? Because that's not, then somebody's not learning that way. Although, if somebody wants to do that, then that's fine. But, if you really want to learn and get good and actually improve, we're taking steps forward each week. I'm hoping somebody's learning something. Okay? So, in the final part of this stream, if you want to ask me a question about TradingView or a stock chart crypto request that I didn't look at yet, please let me know now, because I'm not going to stream probably for like a week because of the volatility. I'm going a little longer today because this Monday through Friday is going to be another volatile week. We have earnings and we have the Russia Ukraine conflict. So I'm probably not going to be on for a week. So now's your chance to ask me a question about trading, trading view, charts, stocks, or crypto. Fire away, please. And if nobody has any questions, like maybe I could do a little paper trading on crypto. We'll try. The problem with crypto is though, if I try to paper trade, the volatility is so small right now, it's kind of hard to show examples live. All right, let's look at space. Let's see Virgin Galactic. Okay. Virgin Galactic also on my oversold kind of low priced beaten down stocks list because I don't know why this one didn't show up on oh okay, because it bounced up already. So we can add this to the list. I'll add it afterwards. I did see this one last week as well. It was on the list, my list last week. So space obviously beaten down at low price as well. I mean 80% off. It's kind of getting really choppy down here, but that's what you kind of want to see when it goes downtrend. Very, very steep low. After the earnings report, I'm expecting a lower high like this, somewhere up to the $12 to $15 range. It's just a matter of will Robinhood traders and will Wall Street bets jump on it? Because space is kind of an older play. I remember space back in these days, 2020, 2021. After we double topped, I should have shorted space, but I didn't look at it. I didn't want to look at it anymore because I knew we were going to crash on it. But now that it crashed and we had the earnings, which is mixed earnings on those two numbers, there's still a lot of potential profit. I mean, the first 0.88 target, 50% to the upside, 20% profit. I mean, this thing is volatile. And I know some hedge funds, institutions probably buying it, adding it to their portfolio. So this one's a maybe. It did already bounce up off the lows, but if you look at weekly, if you want to hold this thing for a year, yeah, definitely space. I'm gonna put some, probably buy a little bit in the portfolio just off this weekly chart. Okay, trading is not the perfect spot to day trade this thing. I'm talking in this stream, I'm talking swing trading and investing, longer term investment, which will probably make you more profit than trying to scalp it. Because if you want to scalp it or trade it, quick flip, the time already passed for that. Last Wednesday. Thursday, we already got our 20% profit. I already sold that trade. So, you know, we're talking about investing now. Longer term holding, because there is support. Finally, support at 750. So if we break the highs of 977, 1084, then you'll see the day traders and all the social media start talking about space. But if you want to get in early, I might start building a little bit of early position. But beware though, just like in my Discord, I'm saying low price stocks can keep going lower. So just because we hit the IPO low, a pandemic low, 711 range, once we lose that, bears will attack down and open up their short positions and try to destroy the stock down. Just be careful of that. FUBO TV. FUBO. We'll take a look at ROKU as well, just because we're in that zone in the industry. FUBO TV. All right, we'll do a quick Fibonacci. That doesn't help us that much. There's not as much liquidity here, just on the charts. The volume is a little bit less than some of these other ones, other stocks that we've been talking about today. But as an investor, is it in the perfect spot? There's not a clear setup. Like this one was upside down in its shoulders with uptrend pattern. This turned into a downtrend, just like space. So if we are gonna bounce up, then it's gonna bounce up to $15. Could take 6 months to a year for that to happen. But in FUBO, we're talking some serious volatility, 50% profit. That's beautiful. It's wonderful. The stop loss, however, needs to be much larger than that. We had this weekly hammer candle, which is suspicious. So, might have to put a 25% stop loss below that candle because the recent volatility. But there is a bounce attempt that's happening off of mixed earnings. So if you want a very simple one, you can draw one trend line, and once we break above 850, if you have 850, yeah. So great. If you have the options open on some of these, I'm not going to confirm like exactly what I'm doing, but on some of these 14 stocks we just looked at today, options play might be the play, right? Options play, like I might do a 1 or 2 year options play on some of these stocks just because it's so oversold and low right now, and that doing contrarian investing often works out great. It's just a matter of, do I have the emotional discipline and patience and risk management to hold it for the gains on stocks and crypto? Just to note that what we want to watch out for as traders and investors is we're living in a world where we can get any information we want in 1 minute. So everybody is living off of scalping, day trading pace. So my phone, internet, I can microwave my food in 2 to 4 minutes and eat. Or I can order takeout food via car delivery like a Uber Eats or something and get food within 1 hour. So, people living off of the 5 minute, 15 minute, 1 hour expectancy, if you study charts, it takes much longer time than that for this FUBO TV. It went from October 2020 to the high. How long did that take? 4 months, 3 months, 3 to 4 months of trading, right? Most people are gonna hold it for like 1 day and get 4%. It's like, no, I'm talking about the big moves, guys. 500% off of options play. This is what I'm talking about. All right. Great. So thanks so much for those 2 requests. I'll add space. FUBO TV is a maybe for me, but it is building momentum, so it's probably going to go up. It's a lower volume stock, so it depends. I have to figure it out for myself, like the exact portfolio I'm going to do. So ROKU as well. But ROKU, let me see how much volume. Actually, less volume than FUBO TV. But one of those streaming type of things. Off the 786. So you can see here the big double top reversal 786. It would be nice to see $75, like a $124 here. It did, if we kind of draw an ugly trend line, it is going to bounce right there. So again, there's something happening. It's the setups just appear. If you keep doing charts and you keep studying charts and you don't give up and quit the market, the setup will show up eventually, right? I did not even look at ROKU for like a while, but now all of a sudden it's at a support level about to bounce. It just bounced off support level. So we could be seeing the start of a new uptrend. It's possible. It's possible. It's timed with after we see peace in the Russia-Ukraine war. I'm expecting a bull rally. Because where else are we going to go? We already went down. We already went oversold. 75%. So the upside target on ROKU would be longer term, like a 50% to the upside. Yep, 50% to the upside. That's the play. If it's going to bounce to the next earnings, which is 3 months from now. Okay. Oh, we have a request from Twitch. Can I look at KMI and ENB? Yes. KMI. So KMI, Kinder Morgan. The oil and gas pipeline. Let me look at the volume. Decent volume for trading. All right. So with the Russia-Ukraine war that's happening, we know oil and gas prices have been volatile and are definitely affected by that situation. The question is, with these plays, with the energy and gas plays, is it depends on who you are. You're saying for investment swing. Okay, so that's probably longer term. We're not talking about scalping. The issue is with a lot of these stocks, energy and oil type of stocks, is they're already up a lot. Like oil is about $100 ish, around there, right? At the pandemic low, it was $25. So it's 400% gain on oil already. Same thing here, where if we look at the low, it's riding it, okay, riding the trend line. You could draw a triangle like this. You could also draw the larger term one here. So it is trying to survive, but is it low price? It's not really. Okay, we're talking about value. There's value, and it's easy to look hindsight, but I'm saying somewhere in the $9 range, $10 range, and the last time is $15 range when you hit the low price. We're bouncing off a support level, so somebody could buy it, right? The two setups here that I'm seeing is if it's going to be ascending triangle, okay, this thing might go an additional 20% from a breakout. So if that's true, 20% would take us to $22, but it has to break out this top line. That's the ascending triangle setup. It has to break out, retest, and then you'll end up at 22 after you break through 20. So you have to break through 18, 20, and then 22 first. So you could do that. That's a breakout play. Very risky to do that because sometimes breakout plays will get rejected and you'll accidentally buy the top. So I don't do as many breakout plays that much. It's dangerous. I do breakout play. It needs to be super obvious that it's up and then down. Maybe I'll play that with a stop loss before it goes up. But if it's trying to bounce now, then okay, somebody could try to do it. Just manage the risk and the position size. So if I'm buying it at market close 1707 right now, it's at least a 7% stop loss. So that means your profit target has to be at least 14% up. If you want to do smaller, 10% target with a 5% stop loss. And just understand that oil right now is losing momentum and looks like it's going to come down any day, any week now. So it is possible that this entire setup could fail and this thing pulls back down all the way down to 14 and the trader would get stopped out there. So in terms of long-term investment, it's kind of high-ish and it's already bounced up for the past 2 months. It's on the higher side of things. If we compare this chart to like a PayPal, it's totally opposite, totally opposite. So I hope that makes sense of the two situations that can happen. If we're going to higher high, higher low, it'll look like that. If it's going to reject, the third situation is it could consolidate and just get stuck. Okay, then nobody's going to be excited about that. But if we start downtrending, oil crashes and the energy sector crashes, then you'll start to see the downtrend, and then I would not really touch that until I see another low, another deep low down there. One other potential, maybe upside down and shoulders, but because the oil play, if you look at oil, US oil, it's kind of messy chart, but it's already losing momentum on the daily after being up so far. Like oil could crash down 10%. Okay, next one, ENB, Enbridge. Okay, another in the same family of industry. Let's just check the volume. Okay, a little less volume than the KMI stock. Same thing, it's already high. So you want to be a little bit careful. Blue sky breakouts or stocks that keep going higher, it's like Jenga, dominoes. At some point, too high is too high. So it is similar where you can see the target to the upside would be 48 around there, 47, 48. But then if it goes downside breakdown, it's $40. So that's what you want to watch out for. On the, is it low price? No way, this is not low price. That's why this one's a little more dangerous. The better spot to buy it, unfortunately, was December 2021, because that was also on oil, the exact low spot of oil as well that we found on stream that one day. So we just want to be a little careful. It's a breakout play, but you know, I'm not a breakout trader because breakouts, it doesn't work all the time. I like lower price stocks because there's a very large range for the stock to go back up, which means more profit potential. So because of US oil looking like this, I would actually probably give like yellow caution warning. Just watch out for that because we know it's not low. We know it's not low. So I hope this helps you in some way. Okay, great. All right, everybody. We went pretty long today, almost 2 hours. And I tried to bring a lot of charts as possible. So, the moral of the story for this stream is if we're long traders or investors, we're trying to look for lower price setups, lower priced. Let me just pick like the most popular stock, like an Apple or something. You just try to find a lower spot, like AAPL, Apple Computers. A lot of people know Apple. So even Apple bouncing off of its support trend line down here. So Apple's kind of an example, but it's tech though. It's not like an energy stock. A lot of people have Macintosh computers. But if we just objectively look at charts and think, okay, if I'm a long trader, I want to buy low. So where's the support? Down here. Here. We just hit the support 3 days ago on this one. So that's why potentially we could bounce up to like a 190 on Apple or 175 on Apple. But if not, we could crash back down to 150. If we break down out of here, that's very bad. If the price gets down here, that's basically downtrend territory for Apple. Then we know we have a big problem here. We have a big problem. So the moral of the story is if you're long, we're trying to buy support plays. I bought this September, if you guys remember, I bought this exact setup. Stocks. And I sold here. I sold a little early, but then I traded other tech stocks besides Apple on the way up, right? So sometimes, you don't have to do a perfect bottom to top trade. You just get enough profit potential, whatever you're doing, and then you just get out of the market. But if you're a short, if you're a red bear, put options shorts, then you're trying to short tops. The problem is if we're not using any technical analysis or work, and like even for me, if I get too affected by the news and not objective with the charts, I'm usually doing something wrong, like the opposite. Okay, so this one, because of the work we did on stream and off stream, is for me, I traded Roblox and Roku at this exact bottom spot, and I closed down my profit on Friday morning. And I was done. But we're getting more volatility, so the storm in the market is not over. Here we go, one more week. Okay, so let's just manage our risk and try to stay calm and try not let anything affect us too much emotionally. If somebody for some reason gets a little too emotional in their mind or their body, then close the position, like finish what you're doing, close the position, and then turn the computer off. As a trader, we're in control. We're supposed to be in control. If we ever lose control, I would recommend, like if you're down X amount of dollars on the day, just close the position, make sure you did everything right, and then turn the computer off and walk away, right? If you're making a lot of money, you still have to close the position. You have to close the position, take the profit, make sure you're done, and then turn the computer off, or turn the broker off for stocks or crypto. Okay, everybody? So, in times of uncertainty and doubt, it could be a nice spot to buy stocks and crypto. So hopefully, everyone watching, hopefully you learned something or found some chart setup that might have helped you in your trading and investing for the next month or quarter. And I'll probably be on next Sunday or Monday for the next stream. And I'll try to do something of like this format next time as well. So thank you so much for watching, everybody, and joining. I am streaming live on TradingView, YouTube, and Twitch right now. We have a free Discord group where I give a free watch list out for stocks and crypto that I find every week or every month. And happy trading and investing. Let's stay positive out there. And I'll see you all next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.